Hey everybody, welcome back. Movie review time, where we geek out about a movie we just saw. And motherfuckers, noise, we just saw Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. This is going to be our no spoiler review, which is going to be very difficult for Silent Mary. So we're just going to take a few minutes to give you a brief idea of what we thought about this movie, where we come from in our history with the Mewes universe, and then we will also have a spoiler video that we'll put out later, so if you want some more specifics about things, we'll tell you. Now, of course, in this, we are considering things in trailers. We can say those things because they were in, like, the main trailer. Not a lot of clips and stuff like that. Also, we don't really consider ourselves movie reviewers or critics. We're just people that like movies and want to geek out about it. All right, so that said, we'll get into this no spoiler thing, and first and foremost, I'm so happy this is actually really good. Now, my history, of course, of the Mewes universe is I'm a Kevin Smith fan from day one. I was also a filmmaker working in video stores, wanting to make movies while he started doing his thing. So that was very cool with CLERKS, and I watched everything in theater, everything I could since. I even got to see Chasing Amy. I know, we'll get to that. Like 2 weeks earlier than everywhere else, because I happened to be in New York when Chasing Amy opened, so I actually got to watch Chasing Amy in a New York City art house. So that was very, very cool. And of course, I've even continued on. I actually legitimately adore Tusk, and I thoroughly enjoy Yoga Hosers. So, I mean, you know, I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and I still really want Moose Jaws. But now he's doing more Mewes universe, so I can't be mad about that. So that's where I come from. I'm gonna need you to break character do the thing where you, let him know what, no, I don't want to do that. Let him know, oh shit. Let him know, briefly, what's your history with the Mewes universe again? Because I learned something, I was like, what? What?
I have not seen CLERKS 1 or 2 or Mallrats. I saw Chasing Amy once a long time ago. I've seen Dogma a couple of times.
That's our favorite.
I'm Catholic, so I really like that one. Or was Catholic.
Yeah.
Anywho, and then I saw Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back once, but again, it's been a while.
Been like 18 years? Like, you probably saw it when it came out?
No, actually, I think I saw it a few years after that.
Okay.
I saw it at somebody's house.
All right.
And Tusk freaks me out.
Yeah.
I was curious about the concept, but then I saw a few things in the trailers. Like, nope, that was a visual I did not need.
Of course, Red State was great. Cop Out sucks. He says it himself.
I haven't seen either one of those.
I like Jersey Girl. I think it's not a great movie, but I think it's an enjoyable movie. Plus, you know,
I haven't seen Jersey Girl.
I have a thing for Liv Tyler, so that also helped me with that movie. Especially her in Geek mode. But anyways, I'm a big fan. She's a fan.
Yeah.
And this movie, Jay and Silent Bob...
I'm a casual fan.
Okay.
I'm going to say that.
And I'm a super fan. I will say that. Because, I was watching all the Comic Book Man. I listened to a bunch of his podcasts. I was super stoked when Ralph Garman...
I tried watching Comic Book Man, and I could not. It was
Fair enough.
Boring AF.
Fair enough. But that said, so Jay and Silent Bob Reboot came out, and we saw the Fathom event. We just did the single screening, not the double, because we're doing Zombieland on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And honestly, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this looks really good. I think this is going to be fun. I like his movies still. I think it's going to be a little bit of a return to form. And I was getting real excited. And then he released a clip online that's from the actual, like, rebooted Blunt Man and Chronic movie. Mm-hmm. And out of context, I was like, ooh, I'm going to need to lower my expectations. Good news is, in context, I think that scene works way better, and I was definitely laughing my head off at it. And the best news is, while this is not, I wouldn't say this is by far his best movie ever, this is a really, really good one. This is a very strong entry. I was pretty happy to see the theater was 80-90% full. So that was really good. And that also helped too, because there was a lot of laughing going on. There's tons of giggling. I mean, it's almost giggle city through the whole thing. Like, almost every joke is at least giggle worthy. But then there's a healthy dose, maybe a good 30-40% of the laughs that were big theater guffaws. And I do think a lot of that too does come down to the more you know the universe, the more you remember, the more you're going to pick up. Because you were saying it was fan service, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's...
The entire movie is fan service.
It is super fan service.
I got a decent amount. I was entertained, but I don't think I enjoyed it anywhere near as much as he did.
Right, but you did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a bunch of things I was telling her after that she's like, oh, just like, oh, that's his wife, Jen Schwalbach, things like that. And yeah, Harley is, she knew Harley was Kevin's daughter, but And like I said, it's going to be very hard for her to do non-spoiler here, because I almost even prompted her to say something that I'd have to be like, oh wait, no, don't talk about that.
That's the Silent Mary.
Right. Especially considering this is like a rollout movie, so there's the Fathom events, and then they're going to be doing the tour with the movie, so it'll be a while for a lot of people. Like I think our buddy, I think it was Ian, right, was just telling me he was very jealous because he's not going to get to see it till January. Yeah, one of my Ian on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So we'll try to be very careful about that. Now, the other funny thing with this is they had a little promo thing in the beginning, Jay and Bob talking, and Kevin Smith's going on about, you know, his performance and Jason's performance has gotten really strong, and that you might even shed a tear or two. And I gotta say, I know I'm an easy crier, but yeah, I totally did. Like at least 3 times in this movie, it got some tears going down my face. Now, not blubbery Star Wars crying, but I mean, like, it was emotional, and I felt for it, and I cared about the characters. Like, there's not really any characters in here I don't care about. But my God, this movie is, like, probably the most meta movie ever made. Like, he's not kidding about it being a reboot and a sequel and a remake all in one, and making fun of that while being it at the same time. Kevin Smith, you know, was notorious for clever dialogue, of which there's a great dose of that in here. But this movie, I really think, is probably his most clever structural writing. Like, just the way the movie works and calls back to itself while still telling its own kind of new story. I'm just like, kudos, Mr. Smith, because that really worked really well. And it was great seeing Jay kind of take the stage again and really give an impassioned performance. And there's a moment in there that's actually like legit emotional, and he sells it really well. So that was all great. Budgetary, it doesn't really feel all that cheap, except a couple of, at least compared to other View Askew universe movies. It's definitely not as big budget as Strike Back, you know, and it's not quite to the cartoon zaniness. Like you said, it's been 20 years, so they've slowed down, mellowed out a little bit. So there is that, but it still totally works. And I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to watching it again. And there's a lot of stuff that even I need to pick back up on, and a couple of questions like, wait, now is that person being this character from that thing or what? Now, and again, this is in the trailer, so this is not a spoiler. This is somebody that's in the movie that is kind of a big deal. If you follow Kevin Smith, you know this, but Ben Affleck's in the movie, and his scene is phenomenal with Jason and Kevin, and the way they really kind of rebooted parts of Chasing Amy for that, with the story of Chasing Amy and stuff. Oh, that was so beautiful, especially knowing who certain people are in the scene, because that was something I had to tell Mary. She's like, oh, okay. So that was fantastic. Again, the new kids are great, the jokes they make, and it does still have that comic book cartoony sensibility as well. And tons of stuff through the credits. Just watch the entire credits, and the button at the end of the credits is awesome. They got a huge laugh in the theater. Well, I mean, you know. We also talked about that after, when I found out something she hadn't seen. Still love you, though. I'm still marrying you. Still gonna... I was just remembering I haven't actually announced that on this channel yet, and I'm saving it. They don't get a no yet. If you follow me in certain places, you know what's up. But you know what's up. Yeah, it's like, trust me, it's all I've been talking about for a few days. So all that stuff works really well. I think one of my, and I know people are like, why is Mary not talking? But legitimately, like, if she has something to add, she will add it. But she knows she has to be very careful with spoilers, because I don't even know if she'll know half the stuff what is a spoiler, to be honest, where you aren't as familiar with some of the callbacks and stuff. But yeah. And they do some really good stuff with Jay and Bob too, and I like how they've moved that forward. Kevin also connects it to some other filmic universes, which is pretty nice. So I quite appreciated that. I think one surprise for me is the way Kevin built this up was there would be, you know, I got the impression, and this is on me, not on him, but I got the impression like just about everybody he had ever worked with is coming back, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. And that wasn't the case. There's actually a lot of people that I'm surprised didn't cameo at all. Not bothered by it, just, you know, a little surprised, because it doesn't hurt the movie in any way, shape, or form. But there's a few characters that would have been kind of neat to see. Oh, where are they now 20 years since we've last seen them or something? So that's kind of neat. But yeah, obviously I really dug this. I really had to. And I should also mention, totally sober. Totally sober. Didn't drink. I don't, you know, smoking's illegal. But I was legitimately totally sober. So even with that mindset, I can only imagine if I was at home and relaxed and having plenty of, the beers, or actually probably wine or vodka or all the above, then I'm going to find this even funnier. Yeah, I can't talk about that because it's another universe it ties into that I'm just like, oh my God, because I love that movie and I guarantee you probably haven't seen it and we need to make you see it. Or have you see it. It's fine. It's their Bible. That's a real movie that they were talking about. All right, anyways, that's longer than I meant to talk, and I didn't fully charge my light. So I'm going to shut up and wrap it up here so we can talk spoilers so Mary can actually say some things. But, like noise, smoking weed. I don't remember how it goes. Jungle love. All right, so in the comments, please no spoilers. If you are afraid of spoilers, be careful going in the comments, because if you want to talk spoilers, you can do that on our spoiler video that's coming up fairly soon. But if you are avoiding spoilers, I'd avoid the comments just to be careful, because sometimes people just get excited and type stuff down there. Sometimes people do it to be dicks, and there's plenty of things to spoil in this. There's some great surprises. So just be careful there. But you can let us know if you're excited about it, when you get to see it, how you're going to see it, that kind of stuff. If you want, I'd love to hear that. Other than that, you can click that thumbs up button because we love that good old thumb of encouragement. And click that. Also, more movie reviews, more movie mayhem, all that stuff on Stardust. We already did our Stardust review of this movie. You can see that like immediately after we come out of the theater. And you want to check out my Patreon because hopefully tomorrow I'm going to have a Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back movie review over there because I'm doing a lot of movie reviews and gameplay over there. Some stuff's free. And if it's not free, it's cheap. So you can come check that out. Look up TheEricButts, use the links in the description below. All right, now we're going to get out of here, though, so we can go talk some spoilers and watch some more stuff. We'll see you all snoogans. Bong.